Hello guys and girls, Voices from the Dark here, and don't tell me it's gonna rain. No! We've just gotten inside the Arcane University after 48 hours of playtime on this save. And boy does it feel good. The rain is a bit of a letdown, but this entire episode, or at least the first part, is going to be dedicated to the college. And firstly, we have to check out what's around here, the different buildings. What can we find inside the Lustratorium? Will there be lustful adventures? Perhaps. I think we want to start this off by checking out the different buildings and also picking up the different books that we would want. I'm gonna stop picking up books that I might confuse for skill books later on, I think. Who are you?
Greetings, guildmate.
Oh, it's Julianne. I remember you.
Anything else I can help with?
She's the woman who helped us with Garriden's tears. Very good. By the way, have you seen Velva and Benaris around town?
I believe I heard a Benaris is in town. You should check out the Elven Gardens district. A Benaris wouldn't be seen anywhere else.
Oh, so they have like a fancy family then.
If you come across any unusual ingredients in your travels, be sure to remember me and bring them here.
I will, Julianne, but for now, I'll pick up your alembic. So, the main fun point about being in the Arcane University is that we will now be able to make our own custom spells, and that will come. And once we've done that, we also want to just do a little bit of some spring cleaning in our bag and get rid of some spells that will become obsolete, so we won't have to scroll through such a big list. The Arconian Account Book 4 is not actually a skill book. It's not on the list anyway, so yeah, it's not a skill book, so we won't even bother picking up. Whoops, what did I drop? Uh-oh. Is that bad, dropping the skill diary? No, okay, it still keeps track of everything. Whew, good. Got a little worried there. What else do we have? Folded cloth. Song of the Alchemists. This is an alchemy book, but we can't read it yet, because reasons. We're gonna have to go to jail first. Alright, let's see what else we can get. Ba-ba-ba.
Greetings, apprentice.
Greetings. It feels so good to finally be in the college, to walk these halls with my fellow students. Now, I said a few episodes ago that I wanted to connect the controller to this game so I could more easily navigate menus and sell. Turns out that won't happen. Controller support in this game is totally borked. You can sort of make it work, but not reliable, and it did not work as intended, because I really wanted to use the controller to be able to sell things more quickly without hurting my wrist, because I could damage my wrist if we keep doing the whole mercantile thing. So I think once we start grinding that skill, we're gonna have to take some regular breaks. And also do our best to use the different skill boosts that we can get to mercantile through the quest Shadow of a Hacktorn and also just books in general. So that's something I came to realize last night. Bit of a bummer. Also means that the speechcraft minigame is going to be a bit more of a chore, but that's okay. We definitely want to get these alchemy things here. Can we sell them to you directly?
Anything else?
Let's see.
Can I interest you in some of my wares?
I think she would actually buy them. No, she doesn't have the money.
Only quality goods for sale here.
What did I pick up? A plate, a crystal ball,
That's a fair.
a weight. There you go. Get lifting some weights, woman. Okay, it's a bit of a shame that it's so rainy, but we will continue exploring. Look at this. This is the little alchemy garden where you're allowed to come and pick all manner of ingredients to make different potions. It's a wonderful place. And once you advance far enough in the Mage's Guild questline, you will also get access to a chest, where if you place an ingredient in that chest, you will find that... How long does it take? Like a week? You can come back to like 10 copies of that ingredient, I think, so you can use it to duplicate ingredients. I don't know if it works on Nirnroot though, but it could be useful if you have an ingredient that you're really, really liking, so you can just multiply it a little bit. We're obviously not going to go picking in these gardens all the time, but this first time I just wanted to loot a little and see what kind of good ingredients we could get here. Give me all of it. Whoa, that was a jump. That was an acrobatic skill upgrade. Okay, what's next on the agenda? The chironasium. Is there anything in here? Yes, we want a book in here called Before the Ages of Man.
Greetings, apprentice.
Hello.
Martina Floria, Master Enchanter for the Mages Guild. Welcome to the chironasium. Enchanting, isn't it?
You're so funny. You're so funny. Tell me about the city, girl. Woman. Very old woman.
I like cities, and this is the biggest and the best. All races, cultures, cuisines, crafts. The city has them all.
Indeed. Ooh, training.
A trade is in order, don't you think? My services in exchange for... let's say 10 Welkin stones. I'd say that's fair.
She's the illusion trainer we've been
Let me
looking
know
for.
when you have them.
Okay. So she's the illusion trainer, so we gotta go get some Welkin stones for her. Any rumors?
The Anvil Guild has made quite a name for itself under Cyrodiil. Did you hear about the recent murderer they caught?
The recent murderer I caught? Yeah, I heard about that.
Take care.
I was there, woman! In here we can actually enchant our own items and get a book called Before the Ages of Man. So, here's how this works. Let's take something like a dwarven bow. What kind of soul gems? We don't have any soul gems actually. Hold on. Yeah, these aren't even filled with souls right here. I would need some souls. Oh, where's Martin, by the way? Oh wait, I got no idea. We'll find him eventually. Then we could do something like summon Scamp, but then how would we kill the Scamp in time? That's the problem. Yeah, I don't really have any souls right now. That's a bit of a problem. I mean, I could actually maybe poison my own oh my gosh. This feels really mean, but it has to be done. So,
Greetings, guildmate.
Soul Trap, just like that. Get Rock Shatter on. And then poison.
How are you today?
Good.
Fantastic. Thanks for asking.
And now if he perishes before the soul trap or before he disappears. Come on. 8 seconds left. 7,
Absolutely not.
6, 5. I just need a soul.
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Goodbye. Hello, wizard.
Okay,
Three brothers are
I'm
coming.
apparently totally incapable of
Not
getting a
always
soul.
I talk to, though.
That sucks.
I don't know
Well,
what you
that's
do,
fine.
still, it's a good shop.
We can get around to enchanting something later, because we're gonna want some strong soul gems for that, so maybe we're gonna pick up some at home. I think we have a couple of great ones. Figure out what effects we want on our gear, and especially our weapons. We probably want to combine get like a soul trap effect on our Blade of Woe, for example, that we then stab them with so they have poison and soul trap on them. That could be quite good. Right now we don't have any filled
Welcome
soul
to the
gems.
chironasium.
Thank you. Who are you?
Enchanted to meet you. Delmar, enchanter extraordinaire to the Mages Guild. At your service. Got some enchanting in mind?
Yeah, but I don't have the right supplies.
Enchanting city. Real eyeful. Just walk and gawk. Stroll along the greenway and around the palace.
True.
If you're looking to create your own enchantments, you've come to the right place.
Yes. Any rumors?
I hear a new associate came to Tikius's aid recently. Something about an old enemy of his storming into town.
Took care of that.
You too.
Me too.
Greetings,
Boop.
apprentice.
Boop. Wonderful. Okay, now we just gotta go find a place to sell off all of this. All of these different alembics and stuff. Ooh. They have a hard luck upstairs. What are they hiding from me? Well, well, well. Why don't we have a little peek? See what we can find. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. Major Skill Charter. Is there anything in here we want? No, we want one book in the chironasium, and we got that already. Wonderful. There's so many alembics. We're gonna be so filthy rich. I'm loving this. Cleansing of the Fane. Not gonna pick it up, because I'll confuse it with the skill book. Because I know myself. I know myself. Give me this, this, and this, and this. And they're having a little meal over there. Venison, I'll... Just as I said that... Cast another spell. Another feather spell. Okay, I wish we could find a merchant in here who would be willing to sell. Stinkhorn, we can use that to make poisons. This is just an alchemist's dream right here. Practice rooms. I'm not really sure what we can find in the practice rooms. Ooh, so we find... Okay, that's cool.
Greetings, apprentice.
Hey.
Reinald Viernus, I'm the practice room proctor. No horseplay or foolishness. This is for serious exercises.
I don't see the point of this room, but sure.
I like to walk. You can walk for hours in the city. Always something to look at, someone to talk to.
True.
Take care.
Take care. Barrel with the repair hammer. Don't mind if I do. It doesn't look like there's anything really exciting in here. There are no books either. But maybe they put all the fun stuff upstairs. Upper level. Let's have a little look here. Some mage apprentice here. The Mage's Guild could be, the Arcane University could be a great place for us to practice sneak next to a sleeping person actually, so let's keep that in mind. This leads to the Imperial Watchtower here. We're not quite interested in going there. The Mage Quarters? Oh well, maybe we can meet somebody here. This is where the mages would sleep. Ooh, a very hard lock. I really want to go do the Nocturnal quest so we can get the skeleton key. I look forward to getting it as much as I like the lockpicking minigame. The thought of being able to auto-attempt my way to success, it's gotten tempting at this point, so... What's this? Mysticism? Grand Soul Gem. Not even marked as stolen. Wonderful. Let's see what else we got here. Boom, boom, boom. Nernroots! Yes! Thank you! I'm really eager to go get over to the spell creation, but I want to do this just building by building, and the final building is going to be the one where we make our spells. Ooh, Mysterious Akavir. This is like fancy though. And of course you're going to account volume 2. You can't have a building in Cyrodiil without that. I think that's actually against the law. We have a law against that, you see. That would be preposterous. The Mage Quarters upper level could be a perfect place to train sneak. We have a couple of ways we could train sneak. I'm not sure which one would be the best. Because either we sneak next to a sleeping person and just toss out some spells to practice casting spells. Or we repeatedly pickpocket somebody, because some people won't report you and you can keep pickpocketing them even if they catch you, like people in the Skooma Den in Breville.
Well met, guildmate.
I think that's slightly faster than sneaking, but at the same time we wouldn't be able to train spells. So we'll most likely sneak next to a sleeping person on auto walk and just spam spells. Sounds like the way to go about it. So, let's see, remind me, what was this place? This is the Mystic Archives, where they keep many books. We have 4 books we need to get here. So, let's see if we can't find them. Provinces of Tamriel, 5 songs. I think one of them might be an alchemy book. Let's see here. Fighter's Guild History, 1st edition. We already got this. I could pick up another copy.
Greetings, guildmate.
Greetings, I'm looking for books, you see? Ooh, Response to Barrow's Speech. That's a destruction book. This is the Manimarco book, yes. Another alchemy book, so we can't actually view it or get the point from it yet, but it will get there.
Darmina, this is my Mystic Archives. Keep it neat, keep it quiet. No eating in the stacks.
I think this Argonian becomes important in the main quest, actually.
Too big for me. Loud, dirty. Clowns, fools, brutes, and thieves everywhere. I want to throw my gold away. I just dump it in Lake Rumara. Save time. The Mystic Archives have a large collection of books. Look around, and you may learn a thing or two.
True enough, there's 2 more books we need upstairs, too.
Not only has necromancy been banned...
Thank you.
Farewell.
Fare thee well. Oh, was that Alembic? Haha, you thought you could hide the Alembics from me, woman. You got a thing or two
Greetings,
to
guildmate.
learn. Oh hey, who are you?
Yes, I'm Boderi Ferrano, Mage's Guild. You want advanced training in mysticism? I think I can fit you in.
Mysticism, no thank you.
Other arcane trainers in the city? Dovin Aaron, in the Elven Gardens district. Basic instructor in alteration. Did you hear that someone played yet another prank on Jean Frazorok and Bruma?
I have heard that many times,
Farewell.
my lady. Alright, we're probably gonna need to cast out, let's see, so we have Pack Mule, and we also want to get Light and Load again. There we go. Hey, Mage Apprentice. They won't have anything awfully exciting to say to us. Last King of the Aliens. Let's see, there are a couple of books here that we would want. Maybe
Have
here?
you ever spoken to Rosan about learning to be an armorer?
I'd rather have someone else just repair it.
The Argonian Account, Volume 3! Everybody has Volume 2, they're probably all looking for this one. But now we have it. Alright, we just need one more book now. Liminal Bridges, Conjuration level.
Heard any news from the other
Nice.
They say
Oops, that's
syndicates of wizards
not what I meant to do.
boycott of imperial goods.
Okay, I think that's good actually.
The Altmer.
I think we can actually get on to making spells now, guys and girls. I know. You've been waiting for it. And now the time has come. We got all the skill books here. And now we can start making spells. Problem is, a lot of the destruction spells that I've been talking about that I want to make require 50 destruction. And we are only like 45. So how do we fix that? Well, we need to train destruction. But you might be like, but how do we train destruction? We don't have any enemies here. True. So let's make a spell that lets us practice on ourselves. Hello. Oh my.
Master Spellmaker Gaspar Stegin at your service. New spells, old spells, good spells, bad spells. They're all fun for me.
Spooky.
Soris Aranim sure seems upset. I think he lost something important.
Soris Aranim, who's that?
Goodbye.
Hey.
Borisian, Master Spellmaker for the Mages Guild. Guildsmen only, of course.
Oh, you're so exclusive, aren't you?
What? There's a city out there? You don't say. What good is it, eh? Dirt, horses, idiots, be my guest.
So you just prefer staying inside, I guess.
Gaspar and I have learned a great many spells over the years. Once you've learned them, you can use the knowledge to create your own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Archmage Traven has against necromancy, but the first thing he did after taking over the Mages Guild was to ban its practice.
He did.
May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
Welcome to the Master Skills. Here we have some of the best spells in the game right now. Beast of Burden. That's a good reason to get 100 alteration right there. No, that doesn't interest me much. Dominating Touch ain't that great. I want to make my own spells. Fortify Speed, no. Heal Legendary Wounds, again, highly inefficient. Motivating Blast, Strain Magicka, Legendary Soul Trap. Just look at the Magicka cost on that. Movement Mastery. Paralyze. Silence. He does sell some cool summon spells, though. Ooh. I think these are master level spells. Either master or expert, but they cost a lot of magicka, more than I have at the moment, but this is the guy we want to go to. That's for sure. Alright, see ya.
Take care.
But Dark, you said we'd make spells. We'll make spells. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll make spells in just a sec. Almost can't carry anymore because I'm just carrying so many alchemy apparatuses right here. Oh my gosh, look at that. So, Altar of Spellmaking, where we will be allowed to make our own spells. So, let me have a little look here. The first thing I want to start off by doing is making what I like to call a few training spells, because we want to train the different schools of magic, right? Yes, of course we do. So, how do we do that efficiently? Well, let's start by making spells that will help us level it without using too much magicka, because it's all about the cast and the amount of times you use it, not the magicka spent or the effect that you get. Start by making a shield spell on self, shortest duration, shortest power, costs nothing, and this is going to be a training spell. And then we're going to call it Alteration in Brackets, or in brackets, yes. Because we want to keep them organized in our spell list. So there we go. Now we'll be able to go to our spell list, go down to training. We can start spamming out this spell that barely costs anything and still trains us in alteration. Beautiful. Next up is going to be training conjuration. How do we make a conjuration training spell? Well, we summon a scamp for 1 second on self. Boom. Wonderful. Next up is going to be a destruction training spell. This is the most important one because there's no other way to really damage yourself like this, I do believe. So Fire damage on self. Yeah, seems a little silly, doesn't it? It really does. I gotta make sure I do the spelling right, because deleting custom spells is a bit difficult. It's not a built-in feature, you have to go messing around in save files and such. Then we want to make a illusion training spell. I actually don't even know if I need a training spell for conjuration, technically, because I'm just gonna train it naturally. But still, it doesn't hurt to have. I can get rid of it once it becomes obsolete. Boop. Light 3 feet for 1 sec on self. Sounds good. So, once we have all these in mind, training these skills is going to be so much more easy. And we are approaching some high levels in them as well. So, same goes for mysticism. We just find a really, really cheap effect like Detect Life. Bam. Good job. And then, of course, training in restoration. Wonderful. I already have minor respite. But what would be better, actually? What if we just do like a little heal that way, training restoration? Sure. Let's just keep all of those training spells. Look at that. Doesn't that just look nice, neat, and tidy? I approve of that. Okay, so we have our training spells now. Wonderful. Let's just make a brief little save right here. Now, let's start getting to the fun spells, shall we? The spells that I'm really looking forward to. One said spell. This is probably one of the spells I'm looking forward to the most. It's going to be Charm, 100 points for 1 second on touch. And then it's going to be Fortify Skill, Mercantile, on self for, let's say, 50 points. That should be enough. And this is going to be, don't misspell it now, Thoroneers. Here's the problem, like it's using American keyboard controls, but I have a Norwegian keyboard, so I have to hit random keys until I find the symbol that I'm looking for here. Let's see, oh, it's probably one of these, right? Oh, there we go. Thoroneers, Bargain. Thoroneers, good. So we're gonna charm them so they love us, and then we're also going to fortify our own mercantile, so when we initiate conversation, we'll have the best possible setup to make good deals. So this means that we can get rid of all of our charm spells like Voice of Rapture, toss it out, we won't need more than Thoroneers Bargain, and it works like this. Whoop!
A pleasure to speak with you.
And we're done.
What can I interest you in?
No more setup. He loves us. We can now start pushing the prices up really high and get some great deals. Ah, yes.
Goodbye.
I've been wanting that for so long. Next up on the list, what do we have? Ooh, let's make something spooky. Let's make the Blessing of the Grey Fox. We are going to give ourselves Chameleon. Let's say 2 seconds is good. And then we are also going to fortify a skill. We're going to fortify our security skill. So this is a skill that we use if we want to just steal something right in front of somebody. That's what the purpose of this spell is. So instead of constantly popping invisibility, we would instead, illusion skill of 50, 48, yeah. We would instead pop this skill right here. Actually, I think 1 second will actually be just plenty. I'll make it work. Blessing of the Grey Fox. Cool. Now, okay, I can show you a little example here of how it works. So, usually when you try to pickpocket people, it can be really hard in this game. So you basically, you crouch behind somebody like Gaspar here, toss it out, and in the second you're invisible, you grab what you need, and then you go out of invisibility again. They don't know you were there, and you got their money. It can also be used if I wanted to steal something, I could just do it like that. Ah, wonderful. Next up, what's next? What's next on the list? Let's see here, hold on. Scroll. Ah, yes, okay, so we have some more fun spells that must be made. We love using Command Creature and Command Humanoid, right? But wouldn't it be nice to actually customize these spells ourselves? I say that would be good. I want to make some on-touch spells, because you've seen me try to fire with target spells before, it doesn't end well. So this is up to what level? I think at our level, controlling and commanding creatures up to level 12 is good. I don't think we'll be able to do like boss creatures, but still. So here's what we're thinking. Command creature up to level 12 for 15 seconds on touch. Yes, I could extend it, but that would also increase the magicka cost. So at my current level, I feel like this is a good spell. Being able to command a creature for 15 seconds is generally enough, and I could always reapply it after that. So this is going to be Recruit Creature. I don't think that name is taken by anything. Okay, good. You're not allowed to make a spell with the same name as something else, obviously. Then we're going to make an exact duplicate of that spell, but for humanoids. Problem is, humanoids are more expensive. So we need 75 illusion, which we luckily have, and this is going to be Recruit Humanoids. We can come up with some cooler names for them when we find like master level versions. Then we also want to make a better convalescence spells, because sometimes we want to be able to heal others. How do we want to do that? On touch. It's generally more efficient. So we want to do 3 points for 20 seconds. What does that mean? Well, 3 times 20 equals 60. So you could either do like, if you wanted to do like 60 points, look at that magicka cost, 121, or do it like this, 52. And it can be cast for somebody at our level. So if we cast a spell on somebody, they'll continuously heal 3 points every second for 20 seconds, which is wonderful. We're just gonna call it something like Refreshing Touch, because it's not all that powerful, so I don't want to give it too cool of a name. So we just give it Refreshing Touch. Next up, we're gonna do the same, but we're going to make a heal spell for ourselves. Night Mother's Caress is nice, but it is inefficient, so we're going to do exactly the same thing, 3 points for 20 seconds, a very slow heal. If we need an emergency heal, we sip potions. If we need a slow overtime heal just to make sure that we stay topped off, this is Salvation. Boop. Wonderful. Okay, this next one's fun. This next one's gonna be very fun. We're going to feather 100 points for 1 second on self. We can't really afford more than 1 second of this. Then we're going to fortify our acrobatics on self by 100 points for 1 second. And then we're going to fortify an attribute. We are going to fortify our speed on self, 100 points for 1 second. I wonder, could I also now... No, you can't fortify 2 skills with the same spell, so I can't fortify athletics on top of that. This is going to be acrobatic antics. And I'll show you how this works right now. Let's just make another save. Just in case we mess up some of this, we have to redo. Acrobatic antics, feather for 1 second. So this means that while we're out running and we need to get to somewhere, this is going to be a little boost. I've already briefly explained how I plan to make this thing work. Let's see. Like, do you see the rooftop up there? How on earth would we ever reach that rooftop? Well, here's what we can do. If we cast this spell for 1 second, we get this effect. So, whoop! Cast, jump! This is why I love the Mages Guild. And if I wanted to, we could now jump outside the city walls, but that's not a good idea. So let's not. But there we go! This is definitely going to help us get around, you know? We could also use it to take less damage upon falling to the ground, because the higher acrobatics you have, the less damage you take, I do believe. Though, yes, it can actually be fortified meaningfully past 100s. Acrobatics and athletics are the only 2 skills that really do that. Okay.
Well met, Guild.
Back inside. So that's that done. That's all of those creatures. All of those spells done. We have a couple of them left. Yes, more fun spells. We want to fortify Armorer. So this means that we only have to ever carry around 1 repair hammer. We usually already only carry around 1 repair hammer, but might as well make it official. Fortify armor, 100 points for 1 sec on self. Skyforge, smithing. Boom. Wonderful. What's next? It's time for our charm spells. We already have a charm spell, yes, but it's on touch. This one is going to be meant for guards and people chasing us. Hence why it's going to be as powerful as this. 100 points in 10 feet for 10 seconds on target. Ooh, that's a real spicy spell you got right there, Dark. It is indeed. I think actually I could put this down to 5 seconds and be totally fine. Yeah, I'll lower that to 5 seconds. I don't need more than 5. Generally, 1, yeah. I'm sloppy if I use more than 5 seconds to do the trick. Seductive Stare. So this is just going to be our general, let's quickly charm up somebody in conversation spell. Unless we want to trade with them, in which case we use Thornir's Bargain. But just one spell won't be enough, you see? It won't be enough to cut it, because if a guard is coming for us, and we have hurt him, like punched him in the face or something, he'll be like, oh, I don't care. And he will be too mad at us to actually have our spell affect him to the point where he'll pay the fine for us. So we make a second spell with the same effect called Stockholm Syndrome, because I can do terrible things to people and they will like me. So if we stack up the two of them, which I can go and show that off later, but I don't want to go. I mean, there's some battle mages walking around. Sure, let's have some fun with them.
Guildmate.
Let's have some fun with them. This whole episode is just going to be Arcane University spell making fun. Okay. Let's see. Yup. Seductive Charm, Seductive Stare. So let's say that we had that on just like 1 and 2 for now. So now we're going to commit a crime. Probably punching one of the battle mages in the face, I would imagine. I don't want to attack any mages guild members.
Do you want something from me?
Alright, so here we go.
Stop right there!
So obviously that was not very nice of me, but then we cast out this, and then this, and healed.
Stop!
Wait, it didn't work? Why? 1, 2. Huh.
Looks like you are in some trouble. Since we're friends, don't worry. I'll look the other way and take care of that fine for you.
So despite punching him in the face, once I did it right, we managed to get out of that. Okay, now we need to heal up again. So let's find our new heal spell. What was it called? Salvation. And as you can see, it'll just slowly heal us over 20 seconds. Very efficient though. I like that. I can say myself quite satisfied with that healing spell. Okay, so that's how that works. We can now get out of trouble. Granted, we have less than 1,000 bounty and less than 100 infamy. So, next up is going to be a badass frenzy spell. Who doesn't love a good frenzy spell? It's going to be on target, of course. This is nuts. I don't see why Bethesda has made the effect so cheap, but from my testing, we will be able to make a magnitude 25 spell, meaning everything up to level 25, that's a humanoid, in 40 feet for 30 seconds on target would be a possible spell for us to make. It costs a little, yeah, that actually costs quite a lot. Let's see, let's do that instead, actually. Frenzy up to level 25 in 30 feet for 20 seconds on target. Toss that into a group of marauders, bam, watch the Civil War. I'm just gonna call this Chaos. Don't really need a more advanced name than that, honestly. Okay, let me just go over here and keep scrolling down my word pads. Was that all? I think we got them. Recruit creature, humanoid, refreshing touch, salvation, acrobatic antics, skyforge smithing, seductive stare, Stockholm Syndrome, chaos, training spells, Thornir's Bargain, blessing on the Grey Fox. Oh, right. So, 2 things. We don't have the water walking effect. As you can see, we can't make a water walking spell. Why? Because we don't have a spell with water walking. The guy who sells it is in Shadenhall, and I forgot to pick it up. So we gotta go buy that Sea Stride spell eventually. Here's the thing though. We need to be able to make an effect that has weakness to magicka. Or weakness to magic, rather. So why isn't it in the list? We clearly know a spell with weakness to magic. That's damage magic, that's not the one I'm looking for. Let's see, with weakness to magic. I just want to figure out where that spell is. Here. But it requires a destruction skill of 50, so we can't make a spell with it yet. Right now we're destruction level 45. So here's what we're gonna do. We will now be able to train by going to our training spells, destruction, boom. And then on top of that, we are going to just use salvation to keep topping ourselves off. So I'm gonna train a little bit of destruction here by putting myself ablaze and hope they don't question it too much. And I'll see you when we approach
Well met, guildmate.
Journeyman. Okay, we are back in black. Fire, frost, and lightning have flowed from your fingertips. You're now a journeyman in destruction magic and you can cast journeyman level destruction spells. Train a little bit by jumping up in the corner here and just toss them out as we jump along. Toss out a salvation spell right now and look at our skill list. Look at this. 50 destruction. Getting close to 75 acrobatics. Overall, our skills are just looking magnificent. I love it. Okay, well, now we will have a new effect on the list. Namely, weakness to magic. Slight problem though. For some reason, when I was doing the test with Gruffbog, he had a much cheaper version of this spell. I think maybe because his destruction level was higher than Marina's level, and therefore the spell was cheaper for him. So we'll have to experiment a little to find out what works. So we'll start off with some weakness to magic in an area of 10 feet. We could make this a touch spell, but I really want this to be distance spells for 3 seconds, I think. I think that's all we need. We just need enough time from one spell hits to the next one hits, because that way we can keep amplifying, I do believe. Boop. So, as you can see, it's going to cost more magicka than I originally anticipated. So that's a slight kink in our plans, but then we're going to do the same with fire here. 3 seconds. Bam. And this is one of 2 setup spells. So obviously, with this magicka cost, this is going to be something we only use on the most powerful enemies. We might even make a touch version of this. How much cheaper would it be to make a touch version? Significantly cheaper. Then I wouldn't even need the feats. Would that be a lot cheaper? I think maybe for now we should restrict our... Oh yeah, that is much cheaper. So if I had it on touch, which is more dangerous for me, obviously. Let's also bump it up to like 6 seconds. Let's do 5 seconds actually. Yeah, let's do that instead. Changing the formula on the go. There we go, that's much more reasonable costs. So, this is going to be the first setup for our destruction spell that we will call Daedric Blaze. So this is going to be Apprentice spell. We're going to need 2 setup spells, so I'll call them Apprentice and Journeyman in parentheses, having the final finisher spell be Master, so they're, listed correctly alphabetically. It just looks better that way. Okay, so 100%, 5 seconds on touch. Boom. Then we have to make the exact same spell twice in order to stack up this effect. So it was 5 seconds, 100% on touch. I'm unsure what should come first, if it should be weakness to fire or weakness to magic as the first effect. I'm not sure if it really matters, but we will find that out. Let's see. Daedric Blaze, Journeyman. And now comes the finisher. How should a finisher be? It should just be a basic fire spell. And here's the thing. I think when the spell hits, if you have a long overtime effect, even though the weakness effects wear off, that initial impact with the amplified weakness will still count, even though it continues past the expiration date of the weakness effect, if that makes sense. So we could make something pretty simple, actually. We could make a fire spell like this that does 3 points for 10 seconds on touch. Should we maybe do like a badass target spell for this? Yeah, I feel like if it's a Daedric Blaze, we need to just blow the whole sucker up. 3 points and 10 feet for 10 seconds. Obviously, that's abysmally weak, and that's also part of the point. Now, we could boost it up a little bit, but that makes it cost quite a lot of magicka. So, for now, this is going to be our first go at making these weakness spells work. It's going to be the Master spell. So we could technically also make some mark target spells, which weakens them to poison. That could be fun, but for now we're gonna stick with these and see how they work out. So, those are the spells that I wanted to make, really. Wonderful, so if we go here, we can see Daedric Blaze, Daedric Blaze, Daedric Blaze. So, 50, 50, 55, that's like 155, so it costs quite a lot, and we usually want to stack these 1, 2, 1. So it's 50-50. It costs quite a lot of magicka to pull off this combo, actually. Is 5 seconds even a bit too much? Maybe we could have done well with 4. This is just going to be up for experimentation. But if we have a strong enemy that we need to take care of, we should probably be able to use Daedric Blaze to deal with that monstrosity. Now, we have quite a lot of spells in our list. A lot of these are now utterly useless, like this weak protect spell. And a lot of these charm spells. There are spells here that I would like to remove from the game entirely. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. Has it stopped raining outside? Please tell me. No, it's a rainy, gloomy day. I'll stay inside then and do my work. So, here's what we're going to do now. We are going to take a little look at the list of spells. I've actually managed to gather the ID for the spells so we can remove them from our spell book. Sadly, there isn't a native way to do this in Oblivion, but this will have to do. So, first up, let's get rid of Absorb Skill Mercantile. We won't really need it as much now that we have Thornir's Bargain, and we can get other absorb skills other places. So player dots, let's see, player dots remove spell, and then the ID 000A979D. That's an 879D. Boom. Now we refresh, and what do you know? Absorb skill is gone. Next up, we're going to remove Beguiling Touch, because we will not be in need of any more charm spells going forward. So this is just going to make it a lot easier for us to have control of our bag and scroll through it. Next up, we don't really want to use Bound Dagger. We don't like bound weaponry, and especially not a dagger, so I'm just not a very big fan. So Bound Dagger has been removed from Marina Mistfire. Captivate is going to share the same fate because it is a charm spell. So let's get that out of here. There we go. Now, Command Creature, we won't actually need, because remember, we made our own version. We made Recruit Creature, which is up to level 12 for 15 seconds on touch, while Command Creature is up to level 2 for 30 seconds on target. So it's become obsolete. We have made a more powerful version, so there's little points to keeping the other one around. It's just going to take up bag space and annoy me. Next up, we're going to remove Convalescence, because we have made our Refreshing Touch spell, which should help heal our allies. Ba-da-ba-bum. Nice. Next up, we're going to remove the Curse of Weakness, because I do not think we will be needing this. I went through the list and just figured out the spells that I don't want with me anymore. We're also going to go and get Defend. Just going to be, don't want to mistype this. A8. Get that spell out of there. We don't need a lot of the shield spells. We're only going to keep the most potent ones, so we don't have a bag full of spells. Fortify Strength we won't need anymore, because we have now a new spell that fortifies an attribute, namely Acrobatic Antics. So if we want to get those effects, we just have to refer to that spell. Fortify Strength has been removed. Next up, I want to remove Ghost Walk. That's the invisibility spell I bought for 60 seconds, and I regret buying it. It's... Wait, is that the invisibility spell? Or is that the chameleon spell? I think it's the invisibility spell. Basically, the Deathly Visage we bought from Mirage Dar is much more efficient, and 35 seconds is usually okay. Invisibility rarely runs out on me, so I regret buying this. It was a bit of a silly mistake to buy it. Oh gosh, I wrote the wrong ID. That's not what you want to do. It's not what you want to do. Let's see. But of course it didn't remove it because it didn't find it. 009A, 0BF. Ghost Walk removed. Wonderful. Then we have Heat Shell, which we won't need because we have Fire Shield. So we'll probably also eventually remove Fire Shield. But for now we will keep it around. But that little bit of extra shielding is not going to be highly wanted by us. Now, as you can see, our spell list is already starting to look a bit more clear up here in the top. Very good, very good. There's some fun new spells to train as well, though I'm really unsure about the destruction. It's probably going to take a little bit of trial and error. As I said, I am no pro at this game. I am learning as I go and learning as I study what works. It was just a bit surprising to me that there was such a huge disconnect between the cost on Gruffbug and the cost on Marina. I think that's affected by your skill level in a skill, so I guess it makes sense. 9-7 DC. We just got rid of Immobilize because I think it's a paralyzed spell that lasts a bit longer than really necessary. Debilitate should work just fine for us. We're also going to remove Minor Life Detection because we have Greater and Superior Life Detection, so why have that around? I also bought myself the spell Mute, which is silence in a few feet. I regret buying that. I'd rather just have a simple silence spell, so I'm going to remove Mute once again just to make some more bag space. Then we're going to remove a spell I really like, Night Mother's Caress, because we won't need it any longer. We have some new healing opportunities. But a nice spell. And we had a wonderful time together, and I will never forget you. Then we're going to remove the Protect spell, the weakest shield spell of all. Technically, we could have just used this as an alteration spell instead of making our own training spell, but I wanted to make one for each skill just to have it look nice. Remote Manipulation we're going to keep for now because we can use it to make a binocular spell. Restore Strength, however. I don't think we want to Restore Strength around. Player dots. Okay, that's not right. Because we will not be in need of restoring our attributes right now. There will be spells we can buy if we really need that effect later on. Seductive Charm. It's a charm spell, so obviously it has no freaking place here. Serenity, that's our weak calm spell that can't really calm anything at this point in the game, so it's just dead weight. Just make sure you type this one right. There we go. Otherwise, you might mess up everything. I don't think it would be a biggie if we miswrote something, but... Shroud Walk. We bought a chameleon spell from Mirage Dar, which is actually extra expensive. We have 2 chameleon spells, one of them is better, so we're gonna get rid of the weaker one, which is Shroud Walk. Mirage Dar had a good deal on the invisibility, but not really on the chameleon. Some spell merchants sell effects that are cheaper or more expensive than the ones you can make. Like the water breathing spell you get in the Mage's Guild in Shadenhall is a good deal. Very efficient when it comes to magicka. We're gonna get rid of Starlight, because now we've made a training spell using the Starlight effect. So we can safely remove that from our inventory. We're almost done now, don't worry. Then we're going to remove Voice of Rapture. Boom. It's another charm spell. Then we're going to remove... Player that plays at me. Nope, that's an old habit. They die hard. Weak Fireball. Because I don't think I'm gonna want it. Then we want to remove Weakness to Fire. Why do we want to remove Weakness to Fire? Because we have that effect on Daedric Blaze now, so we can continue to make that effect without needing the spell that it originally came from. We're also going to do the same for Weakness to Magicka. Boom! Look at that. We still have a long spell list, but we've gotten rid of a lot of spells. As you can see, I'm still keeping things like Winter's Grasp, because we don't actually have like a Frost spell as far as I know. We should have made the training spell actually be Frost when I think about it. That could have been smart, because then we could have removed that one too, but that's fine. So we have a more clear list now. We have lots of new spells. Let's briefly go over them here before we end. Acrobatic Antics, gonna be super fun. Blessing of the Grey Fox to steal things. Chaos. Well, it's gonna cause some chaos. Daedric Blaze, I'm really unsure about. Because I want to do a few practice runs here, actually. Sure, let's do a couple of practice runs. We're gonna go upstairs on the upper level, summon a scamp, and see how we fare in a battle against it. So, make a quick save here. So there's Scampy. So the general way we want to do this is that we want to have 1, 2, 3. So I need to keep stacking 1 and 2 on him, and then finish him off. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I need to finish him now that he has all of them stacked on him. But as you can see, that took all of my magicka, so...
Look out!
Bam! It worked though. Did you see that? It worked. It actually worked, yes. So we stacked that a couple of times to make him really weak. So that was a one-shot with a fireball after some weakness. So you might say, but what happens if you just try to use the Daedric Blaze straight away? That happens. He doesn't take any damage. So just applying a few layers of these effects, this can be great for boss level enemies. That's what I'm thinking. He's like, wait, what the frick is going on? It's going to be great for boss level enemies where we can spare a little extra magicka, pop a few magicka potions, and we need to take care of something that's extra nasty. Especially if we paralyze them first, because if we paralyze them and have them lay on the ground, they'll be easy to apply a few touch effects, then we can follow it up with that Daedric Blaze, and they should be goners. We also don't necessarily have to stack them that many times as well. So, I think that's actually that's going to be some working destruction spells eventually, just very expensive right now. We have, of course... What else did we make? Recruit creature and recruit humanoid. So now we can start controlling more things. We should be able to control a lot more things while we're out and about. Refreshing touch to replace convalescence. Salvation to replace the spell that we already had here. Seductive stare is of course here. And Stockholm syndrome. The fact that they are not next to each other is bothering me more than it should. But it'll be fine. We won't have to use that effect that much anyway, so we'll deal with it. We could maybe fix that in the future. Sever Magicka. Shields. Skyforge Smithing to fortify armorer. We'll do something like that, and during that 1 second duration, we go in, we grab a single repair hammer, and then we can use it to repair whatever we want without it actually breaking. Wonderful stuff. Follow that by Stockholm Syndrome, of course. Thorinir's Bargain, which I think is going to be one of my favorite spells. Great. Touch of Rage. Yeah, we won't actually need Touch of Rage then for much longer. Yeah, we could probably get rid of that soon. I'll keep it around for now, though, since I don't have the ID for it on hand. All of our training spells, and that is it. Well, guys and girls, it's been an extra long episode. There's been a lot of messing around here at the Mages College, here at the Arcane University. The weather just... Hold on, let me just wait for the sun to come up once more. Come on, we need to end this on a beautiful scene. So, what are we going to do in the next episode? Well, we're going to talk to Raminus Polis. We're going to get our first mission for the Mages Guild. We're going to go out in the world and test out the power of our new spells. Actually, there is one more thing we need to go before we go. And it's bad. I know it's bad. It's really bad, but I have to pick up these things. I have to go sell them somewhere. I can't just leave them here. You crazy? These will fetch a nice price. Okay. Let's see. We need to find a merchant. I wondered, is there a merchant here that actually sells items? Because I would love to just dump these off here. Oh, there you are, Martin. Hello, you can't really come with us, I guess.
What have you been up to? Good day.
Bothil, do you sell? No, you don't.
We come to the real work at last.
Yeah.
You have, no doubt, seen some of the worst the guild has to offer. As much as we try to hold mages to a higher standard, they are only human. What I hope you will now see is that while the guild can be disjointed and misused, it can also achieve some wonderful things. Now you have an opportunity to engage in more meaningful tasks and continue with your advancement through the guild.
Wonderful, but I can't sell things to him like that. Alright, thank you, Raminus.
Good day.
Good day. Well, we'll get rid of those some other time. But, guys and girls, what an episode, huh? We're gonna get out and explore the world in the next one, with spells like acrobatic antics. Nothing is impossible. I think this jump here is impossible, though. Yeah. Even with the extra acrobatics, that one's gonna be hard to do. Just gotta learn to use magic to enhance our own abilities and get to crazy places. This is like even without cheats. That's the wonderful thing. One thing I've really noticed about Oblivion that I love a lot more than Skyrim is the speed. The speed in combat, how you can be jumping around, tossing out spells, while everything in Skyrim feels a lot more realistic, but slow and clunky compared to like the fast, unrealistic fun you can have in Morrowind and Oblivion. I actually missed it. I missed something like a speed stat. It's wonderful fun. Whee! Wonderful. Well, I think I'm actually going to... Oh, is that a Ronimus Lex down there? No, it's just a rando. We don't care about randos. But I really should end it now because we're approaching an hour. There we go. Well, guys and girls, what an episode. We checked out the university. We got all the books that we wanted to get. So we're going to have to get in trouble with the law a little in order to read those. We're going to pick up a Mages Guild mission in the next one and get out into the world and try out our new powers. So if you're hyped for that, tune into the next episode. Have a still good day, take care, and stay awesome. But most importantly, everybody, stay dark. Goodbye.